kitchen store. Oh yeah, Alan Ng, watch him talk up the flair. Movie and TV show reviews that you need. Film threads on fire, we're planting the seeds. Film thread, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal. Turn the phone, it's the place to be. Movie lovers gather round. 1, 2, 3. From blockbusters to indie gold. Oh yeah, Chris and Alan break the mold. Pop your corn, turn down the lights. Get ready to groove through movie nights. Film thread, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal. Turn the phone, it's the place to be. Movie lovers gather round. 1, 2, 3. Grab your popcorn, sit right down. Film threads, the hottest show in town. Yeah. Laughs, chills, and deep debates. Chris and Alan, let's celebrate. Woo!
Where is he? He disappears like this every single time, and I cannot just
Alan, I've been looking for you myself. Alan.
Mickey always shows up when we review a Disney movie. You notice that? It's always Mickey.
Oh boy.
Not bad, Alan. Not bad.
Yeah.
A lot going on today. We will review all the films opening for the holiday weekend for Thanksgiving. Moana 2 being the biggest film.
The one.
The biggest one.
Yeah.
There are other movies. We'll get to a few on Friday. We'll get to a bunch today, including Spellbound. That's a very significant movie.
Yes.
Because it's the Alan. So why is it important?
Why is it important? Because it's pretty much the first Lasseter-led film over at Skydance.
Okay, and you have the review.
I have the review.
I don't know what you think. I have not heard, but I'm excited to hear. Okay, let's talk to people here and see what they have to say. Here we go. Starting with Solomon.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody.
It's
I'm
Thanksgiving.
pretty sure how Solomon would have said it.
Right. It is Thanksgiving Eve, and there'll be Thanksgiving presents to open tonight. There you go.
Wow.
MK Solid.
You Americans, you white people, you gotta open gifts for every holiday.
Exactly.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
MK
Solid. We are pushing the limits of AI memes.
Oh,
hell yeah, you are.
MK Solid is on fire.
It's like every time I open my notifications, I shudder in fear as to what I'll see.
Well, I'm only in fear that I see so many female renditions of you. You look very good, by the way.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Very good.
You not so much.
My favorite is Ing Tease. You as Demi Moore in Striptease. It's very alarming. Alarmingly sexy, Alan.
Not the first time I heard that. Suns and Shadows. How many pots of coffee has Chris consumed today? I'm gonna go on. I'll say 2.
I've had 3 cups of coffee. That's my limit. I'm done. But I was up early for the nooner. We were head to head with Geeks and Gamers Daily, and I'm not sure who won, but we'll find out. Thank you.
Jazzy Jizzy Johnson, seeing Moana 2 at the drive-in tonight, and I'm not thrilled.
Well, bring some themed drinks.
In fact, download some movies on your iPad while you're.
No, don't say anything yet, Alan. We've got news. We have news stories to get to. Then we'll talk Moana 2.
Okay. All right. Jeff Romantic. I mean, if you've gone to Rotten Tomatoes, you know. Jeff Romantics, member for 11 months. I want a musical based on Oz, the HBO one, that is. Yeah, this is springtime.
That would be strange.
Springtime,
that would be
I believe would be the. Or I'm
That'd
the
be strange.
Oliver Laveri Frog for 5. I feel like I won the Hunger Games. I managed to get San Diego Comic-Con tickets for 2025. Any tips for not going bankrupt from a veteran?
Oh, I have a lot of Comic-Con tips. If you've never gone to San Diego Comic-Con, here's what I do. All right, I only buy 1 meal a day. So what I do is I get a good meal in the evening. What I do though in the morning, oatmeal in the hotel room. I bring like beef jerky and snacks to eat for lunch. I am on the go, make sure comfortable shoes. And I keep a full bar in the hotel room to save on drinks, and bring a flask. And when I say a flask, don't bring like an actual flask to save on drinks. Bring like a aluminum water bottle and fill it with, booze. If I'm spending money at Comic-Con, I'm spending it on merch. I'm buying comic books. I'm buying like lots of cool stuff. I don't want to spend money on food. Dante and I were at Comic-Con last year, and I'm like, we're going to get literally 2 pieces of pizza and a soda each. That's what we had. I said, Dante, you're my friend. Let me buy it for you. I got it. $60 at the convention center. And it was this big, thick Chicago pizza, 1 piece each, 1 soda each, like, Diet Coke, whatever. $60. Forget it. I'm not doing it. Save your money. Save your money on food. Bring food and booze to your hotel room. Set it up. I carry a sort of backpack with all my stuff. I go out for the evening, and I don't know. It's so there you go. I've got other tips, and we'll discuss it as we get closer. But Oliver will probably meet you there because Alan and I will go. We'll try to do a panel, and we'll do a meetup. So that's great, Oliver. It'd be great to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, and get your hotel room now. And if you have a car, if you're willing to rent a car, you could stay outside of the city.
Good luck on that. Stay in the hotel circle. Hotels are cheaper, and take the train.
Magnum North for 10. Moana. Why did people think this would be good? Well, we don't know yet. We haven't reviewed it officially.
We haven't reviewed it yet. Although, should we react to our reaction? And then what I want to do is react to us reacting to the reaction.
Yeah, because we've had time to think about it, for one thing.
Yes, I think we could do a little reviewception.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gimmick, but I think we could pull it off. Okay. And finally,
Lord Thoth asks all of us, please, to hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on X, Rumble, Discord, and Instagram, and buy our merch at shop.filmthreat.com.
In fact, you are going to be lucky. We have a Black Friday sale at shop.filmthreat.com. This is limited. Take 20% off with code FTBF20. What is that? Oh, Black Friday.
Yeah, Black Friday.
FTBF20. Sale ends December 6th. Hurry. So get your Wicked Awesome shirt or a sweatshirt, a holiday sweatshirt. You can get an Alan one or get me on there. The Film Threat Before Christmas. The Drinker's Choice collection. We've got glasses like this one I have right now. This is my favorite glass, my favorite pint glass here. I love this. The Film Threat is old number 69. That was and I think we may do another special. Our Funeral for a Franchise shirt was our most popular shirt ever. We might bring it back in celebration of Skeleton Crew. I'm thinking about it. Skeleton Crew, we're going to review next week. I've seen the first 3 episodes. I
got all your
What'd you just say?
I got all your texts that you sent last night after watching.
Yes, I was texting Alan while I'm watching it. I'm like, it's I'm going to save my opinion, but
we'll talk about.
I have a lot to say. So there you go. And thank you, Lord Thoth. Very dutiful there. But yeah, we will promote this. Link in the description with the code in the description. Again, ends December 6th. If you're eyeballing Film Threat merch, now is the time. And another thing I want to let people know about is we are doing a couple giveaways. We do giveaways for our members all the time. I have 2 specific giveaways that are going right now. I have a pair of tickets to the Leslie Odom Jr. Christmas tour concert at Disney Concert Hall. It's on December 1st. I have one pair of tickets. This is how you get the tickets. Go to our community tab right now. If you are in the LA area, you can go to this. I have one pair of tickets. Hurry. This is what you get for tuning in live. I also have another giveaway. I have a bunch of tickets for a free screening on Monday, December 2nd at 7 p.m. at the Landmark New Art in West Los Angeles with a Q&A with the filmmaker for the movie 2073. There are the details, and you can RSVP at the link there in the description. Samantha Morton is in the movie. It's a indie sci-fi. So get free tickets to that. I have one pair of tickets. I think it includes drinks too. So if you're in LA, you can go to these, take advantage. And if you're a member, we do giveaways all the time. And we have some giveaways coming up. And here we go. Our shop special right now. Take advantage. Look at this happy couple here.
I know. Fiero and Elphaba.
This is great. Can I get this, Lori? Send me this graphic, Lori. Send me the graphic. I love that. Send it on River. That's cool. I love it. I love it.
Very
Alan,
nice.
any thoughts?
Wow. I want to see Leslie Odom Jr. So
What's that?
go to yeah, I want to see Leslie Odom Jr. But at the same time, I would be the first to take advantage of the 20% off code FTBF20 at shop.filmthreat.com.
All right. Appreciate that. Okay.
Get that sweater with my face on it, and then take a selfie and post it on socials.
And thank you to the nearly 1,000 people watching live. I want to say thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. It is Alan's goal this year to get where do we want to get?
What?
Tell me.
Sorry. Yeah, 169,000. Let's get there.
Let's get there. Let's get to 169,000. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah. We have a bunch of news stories to kick it off, including this one that just dropped with upcoming Disney projects. I'm going to share screen right here. Alan, if you would bring up the banner for me, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. If I can
this
find
is
it.
Am I going to be faster than you? Okay. This is every upcoming Disney animated movie project. So let's take a look at this.
Okay. All right.
Does this get you excited?
I mean, I'm drawn right to the kid with the black eye.
Well, and then you've got Frozen, the next Frozen in the Frozen franchise.
Yeah, and then you have an old picture of Buzz Lightyear.
Well, that's Toy Story 5, which people have been clamoring for. They're clamoring.
Especially after 4.
What do you do when you clamor? Have you ever thought about that? What is clamoring?
Well, it's like when you come home and the dog is scratching at the screen door.
Yes, is that clamoring?
That's clamoring.
Cool. All right. If you can see this or bring it up on your own screen, let's read the first few paragraphs and we'll get to the list.
Okay. So Disney has several upcoming animated movies and the slate looks intriguing. Disney has found incredible success in live action properties over the years, but the studio's bread and butter for decades, since the beginning, has been with animated movies made for the entire family. On top of the classic animated list that largely defines Disney's success, the acquisition of Pixar in 2006 brought a great partner to produce massive hits. Disney and Pixar have both found great success with franchises like Frozen, Toy Story, as well as original films like Coco or Encanto.
I really liked Coco a lot.
I like both of those, but Coco is probably Pixar's best. If I were to grab one,
best of recent Pixar. Well, Pixar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though Disney's animated movies have encountered some struggles at the box office since 2020, no kidding. This form of storytelling remains a critical part of the Mouse House's strategy. The success of Inside Out 2 at the summer box office could help bring back confidence in these type of movies. There are plans for more new stories from Walt Disney Animation, Pixar, and more recently acquired 20th Century Animation, as well as ideas for various franchises to continue. These movies might only be a fraction of Disney's upcoming movie and release date, but they represent the studio's animated future.
So let's go now through the list. Here's the list. And let me so you can see this here.
This color is from Screen Rant. I don't think it's this bad. The image. When I hit that third one, Pixar will make the return to sci-fi in 2025 with the release of Elio, the new adventure from the studio follows the titular boy as becomes part of an intergalactic story as an ambassador to Earth. Voice cast includes the likes of Zoe Saldana, Jamila Jamil, and Brad Garrett, while newcomer Jonas Kabrib will voice the titular character. And for 2024, Disney elected to delay Elio to 2025 as part of changes made to the overall slate in response to the strikes on the box office. That's pretty much it. They don't say Elio will contain some horror elements, and it'll be a more intense PG Pixar movie.
Toy Story 5 is in development.
Yay. Because you separate your main characters, you gotta bring it back.
Here's the main point here. This quote: with the 5th film now promised, there is a risk of ruining the legacy. Here's what I predict: live action Toy Story movie. It'll be bad. Okay, Frozen 3 is in development. It's the sequel to Frozen 2.
Yeah, but let's also mention this is a part 1. So Frozen 3 and 4.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. It's a part 1. Look, what makes Frozen 1 and 2 great are the songs from why can't I remember their name now? Let me get it. Frozen song writers.
Well, so Frozen 3 is a part 1 of 2 films. Is that it? Because look at this. If you scroll down, Frozen 4.
Yep.
So they basically confirmed they're doing 2 sequels to Frozen 3 and 4. Do we need
it's a 2-parter. It's Frozen. It's Wicked. Wicked is Frozen. And ironically. And look, the reason the first 2 Frozens were, it's the music from Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez. The story is fairly mid. The story is fairly mid, but those songs are killer.
Yeah. And then we get to Zootopia 2, which I kind of like Zootopia. I thought the stuff at the DMV was hilarious.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the predators and prey and getting along and whatnot with the animals. It was I found it fun.
Yeah, I'll predict that Zootopia 2 will do much better internationally than it will do it domestically. So it may not have been a great domestic hit, but it made a lot of money. And that's good enough reason to do it.
And then here you go, right here.
Yeah, it's okay. A new Carlos Lopez Estrada movie is in development. So we talked about Carlos Lopez Estrada in the last D Files. He was one of the 4 directors pegged to do projects. He did Raya and the Last Dragon, and this is his follow-up. That's why Raya is there in the picture.
Nice. Okay, and continuing on.
So look, this is announced in 2019, which is what we talked about in that feature. So, wow, it's a long time. Rio 3.
By the way, go ahead.
Rio 3 is in development. After the
didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know there was a Rio 1 and 2.
I know of Rio 1 and 2 because I had a child at the right age to fall in love with the Rio series.
These are kind of movies that are really for young children. Age.
Yeah, I've seen Rio too many times, but it's Jesse Eisenberg and Anne Hathaway are the stars of it.
And then Ice Age 6, we're running out of numbers here.
Yeah,
Alan, we're running out of numbers.
we are.
This is kind of sad. Kind of sad. I'm trying to remember when I saw a last Ice Age movie. My kids were really little, but they're still making these. This is,
Yes, they are.
man, my God. Okay. And then
finally, an upcoming, unconfirmed Disney and Pixar animated release. So they're talking about dates that Disney has put aside but put nothing in.
there's no title attached to it.
Yeah.
We got March 2026, June 2027, and November 2026. We have three slots, and no movies announced, but that doesn't surprise me. You know, they're claiming the date. All right, general thoughts on all of this. There's only one original property, and that's Elio from Pixar.
Pixar.
Other than that, everything is a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6. What the hell, Alan?
Yeah, we're going. I think 3 is the only thing missing off of this. We have 3. Frozen 3 and 4. Zootopia 2. Let's see. Toy Story 5, and then Ice Age 6. So we've got all the numbers covered.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Alan?
I'm not excited for a single one of these.
Yeah, I gotta say, in particular, the Toy Story 5. That is really disconcerting.
Yeah, I mean, when we've been through this too many times. When you say you're going to end something, you kind of want it to end. Yeah, just end it. I'd rather see Bugs Life 2 over Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
I mean, Zootopia maybe is the one that has potential here, I think. Frozen. There have been attempts to insert. Let's say DEI, maybe some LGBT themes into it.
Yeah.
Will they finally do it? Will they finally pull the trigger? Because they got 2 movies to do it.
Wait and see. But the comment about Toy Story's legacy, I think Toy Story's legacy was ruined with Part 4. To be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Part 3 was supposed to end it all.
Right. No, number 3 was perfect. That ending where sorry, spoilers. You think they're all going to die and they accept their fate.
Mm-hmm. That's how you end a franchise.
Yeah, there wasn't a dry eye in the Ng household.
No, it was. I swear, I was looking at my wife saying, "They're going to kill these toys." It's like they're going to do it, and it was. I mean, that's masterful storytelling at that point. And then Andy passes off the toys to a young girl. I mean, that's the ending. You stop there. We all thought it was just the greatest ending to the Toy Story franchise. And 4 came along, and now 5.
All right, let's go to your comments here, starting with, hey, Jonas J. Campbell, friend of the channel.
Okay, Jonas for 10. Thank you for that. I'm here for Alan's thoughts on Moana 2. I've got my popcorn. Hope you bought the popcorn bucket. Don't keep me waiting.
Okay, can you go to the comments? I have to respond to an email here. My apologies.
Okay, here we go. From Zoomiest. Wild Robot was good, not Disney. That's right. That was DreamWorks. Patrick Lemire. Disney's solution to being unable to tell a concise story is making 2 meh movies. Yep. Let's just say there's a long line of meh movies coming down for Disney. Rachel Christopher. Idea for Disney is to make a new movie starring Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, and Daisy. And Pluto. Let's not forget Pluto. Bill S. Preston Esquire. Frozen 3. The horse ain't dead yet. Gundam Warrior 1 for $4.99. Me. Watching anime while Disney is David Carradining itself laughing out loud. Yeah, I just don't want to think about that. Lord Comet for 2. Hi, Chris, Gore and Alan. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Turkey Day, Lord Comet. And Chris wishes you a happy Turkey Day as well.
Happy Turkey Day. Sorry, I had to I got to tell certain people that work with me, I am not available. When I'm with Alan, I don't want to be disturbed. I am with Alan and only Alan when we're doing the show. I can't be disturbed with, I need an answer. I need blah, blah, blah. No, you don't get to do that to me. You don't get to do that to me and Alan.
Yeah.
When we have our time together, you just can't do it.
Hey, buddy.
You look delicious, Alan.
I am not the first time you've said that on the stream.
What?
I forgot my point. Keep going.
It almost got uncomfortable for a bit there. There you go.
You know what I do? I don't have my email open during the show.
Alan, you don't realize people have to reach me for things sometimes.
Yes, well, I can step away for 2 hours and not have my email.
That's what I'd like to be able to do. So, all right, let's do a couple more news stories before we get to our main event. Sorry, Jonas. Stick with us. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
We got some banger stories coming up.
It's some banger stories. Let's get to them. Right for your communities, not white men. I wonder who is saying this. I'm not surprised. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. Alan, if you have the story up, let's look at this and we will comment on the backside, as they say. From the Reporter, this is from Rebecca's son. Hollywood is finally paying attention to indigenous creatives. The prestigious filmmaking program, though which several of the biggest names have passed, is working to make sure the moment lasts. This is inside the Sundance Native Lab. Now, by the way, I've been going to Sundance since the 90s, and they have this program called the Frontier. It's the Frontier track. Mm-hmm. Frontier is like indigenous people and stories that are from indigenous creators. And can I tell you, I've been to those screenings. Nobody shows up. Nobody shows up at Sundance. The people are interested in seeing the movies with the big celebs. And this program never gets attention because both the media and filmgoers don't seem to be all that interested. Sad but true.
White people do better. That's all I can say.
I'm just saying. Now, I've been to those screenings. I want to see different voices that have something to say. Not the movie that's going to open on HBO Max next week, anyways. Right?
Yeah. And Sundance is not supposed to be about the big films opening up in the next few weeks or next few months. It's about the indie films from indie creators such as indigenous communities, Native American communities, and First Nations peoples.
Just, show. I want to see something I haven't seen from a new creator, but they don't get attention. I'm sorry. It's the audiences and the media that really aren't supportive. But let's read through this story here.
Okay. Let's skip the first paragraph.
Skip it.
Yeah, it's just the details of the event.
Yeah. Okay,
here we go. So right there. Yeah. This year's cohorts of 4 fellows and 2 artists and residents convened with the Sundance Indigenous Program team and 4 industry advisors in the city in early May for a week of script readings, one-on-one sessions, and more formal breaking of the bread. Through it all, one point of discussion continuously emerged. Who are you writing for? It's a question that could arise in any screenwriting class or course or workshop, but it's particularly urgent among Indigenous communities around the world, especially at the time when there have never been more, a non-zero number of Native-led projects crossing over into pop culture mainstream. Put another way, how should Indigenous artists today navigate an industry with unprecedented opportunity and appetite for their stories while preserving their narrative sovereignty? For all the relative gains, Hollywood's most profile depictions of Indigenous people are still largely controlled by white creatives and center white characters, from Martin Scorsese's Killer of the Flower Moons to Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone franchise to Kevin Costner's Horizon. Some of the struggles has come from the spotlight in Hollywood on Indigenous communities right now is we're often asked to be cultural consultants when we actually have so much more to offer creatively as storytellers, says lab fellow Sharon Pilar Gomez. There's a specific relationship all of our people have had with film, like not particularly great, but it's gotten a lot better, and it's because people have been telling their own stories, says Indigenous Program Director Adam Piron of recent highlights, including Reservation Dogs, Echo, Peacock's Rutherford Falls, and Dark Winds. Creatives from all four shows have Sundance ties. Yeah, so you want to end it there?
No, that's enough. I think the problem is, I think the whole thing, if you want to make a story that a lot of people want to see, it's got to appeal across it's got to appeal to a cross section, right? And this whole thing of like right for the white man, like, look, stop. The film industry, entertainment, yes, there are established distributors, whatnot. No one is stopping or preventing anyone from calling themselves a producer, raising money, and making movies. No one, not you, not me, not Alan, not someone who's any type of ethnicity, not someone who's straight or non-straight or male or female or whatever. No one is stopping you. Greenlight yourself. And this idea that they have the native lab to lift up is I don't know, just produce yourself is my philosophy, and foster an entrepreneurial spirit. The most successful indie filmmakers, they're just entrepreneurs. And there is zero barrier to entry. Zero. There are countless examples of whatever you think of him. Kevin Smith, among others, who were like, I'll just tell my story. Why does this, you can uplift without, being disparaging of a particular type of person. And that I object to. There's a crazy, weird disdain that, and it affects the work. It affects the work that does not, we've seen it in mainstream things. So, I bristle when I see something like this. I'm like, it's, again, these type of headlines. I hope the tide is turning. These type of headlines go away. That's not the right attitude. That's the glass half empty attitude. The glass half full is you are capable of doing anything you want, fulfilling your dream as a filmmaker, you are capable of telling a story that appeals to all types of people, that you can make me feel empathy for your story, even though I don't look like you. Tell that story and change the world. Nothing is stopping you. Alan, your thoughts, and we'll go to comments.
Yes, my thoughts. This idea of a Sundance Native Lab, write for your communities, don't write for the white man. I'm kind of in the realm of they're half right and they're half wrong. They're half right in the sense of, don't write for the white man. Write your story.
Yes.
This is, you have a story you want to tell. The first thing you shouldn't do is say, well, now how do I adapt this so that white people will like it? But at the same time, if you want to make billions of dollars on your movie, you got to appeal to white men. You got to appeal to white audiences. You got to appeal to Latino and Black and Asian audiences, which means you have to tell a story that crosses cultural barriers. And we mentioned Coco. I know very little of the Day of the Dead, and I know very little of Mexican culture, except for the food, obviously, and living in Southern California. And so my connection with Coco culturally is very thin, but the overall theme, the theme of family, the theme of family honor, that's something that I could relate to, and why Coco is as great a movie as it is. That is what you're looking for. If you have a story to tell, the broad appeal and the broadest success will be, how will your story relate and connect to people who are not like you, including white men.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was going to say Coco, one of my favorites. I connected to the family element, to the grandmother. And I remember getting so choked up at the end. And I, again, like you, didn't know necessarily. I mean, I love Day of the Dead art whenever I see it around Halloween. I love it. But I was drawn in by the things I could connect to, which are universal. So the whole, again, so like you, it's like, just, you don't have to have disdain for a certain group that probably would help your movie be successful.
Yeah, that's the irony of this. Don't write for white men, so you don't want to make money. If you are writing to specifically exclude a certain group of people, and in this case, the largest segment of the population that spends money on movies, then don't expect to make a lot of money with it. If that's your attitude going in, you should not be concerned about whether white people will like it or not. You should just focus on your story and make it universal. Because I mean, look at that. That statement is racist. Let's just be open and honest about it.
I like that you say it's racist, so I don't have to.
Yeah. Look, anything I create, I want everybody to enjoy it. I'm not going to specifically exclude people from that. Like, as much as I've done shows and I've done performances with very liberal, left-leaning, woke people, but they know deep down they need Christians to come in. They need conservative Christian families to come in and watch that show too, if they're gonna let this show survive.
Let's go to your comments here, and
right.
Alan, I'll be right back.
Yes,
I'll be right back.
Benjamin,
excuse me, Alan. I'll be back again. Our interview subject will be here, but I need a break. Yeah. I can hear every comment.
Yeah,
I can hear.
You need an empty bladder to continue.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Lord Comet for 2 made it to Blue Sky. How do you like it, Chris Gore? Yeah, I don't know if he's on it here. He'll respond to it when he gets back. I'll leave that open. Don't unstar that one yet. Heartbreak Ridge member for 4 months. Happy Thanksgiving, all gentlemen. When are we gonna get an official Film Threat popcorn bucket? I'll be the first in line to buy one. All right. Yeah, it's a game of economics there. Let's just put it that way. Brock Samsonite. So the Hollywood Reporter thinking the white man isn't part of the community. We're the largest part of it. Can't wait for Hollywood Reporter to go bankrupt. Now, look, let's be fair. They're just reporting on the seminar where this theme came from. So it's not exactly Hollywood Reporter not wanting to reach white men. But you're right. You're right. You can't make money if you go out and specifically exclude a segment of the audience from your project. That's right. Wow, Alan's reading is good today. No, it's not. I probably jinxed it. LOL. You have no idea how much.
By the way, I can hear you while I'm in my bathroom. I hope you can't.
But you can't answer the question when you're in the bathroom.
I know, but I hope you can't hear me.
Yes,
but I know what the question was about Blue Sky. Back to Lord Comment. So I I don't know if I like it. I posted like 3 things and there's almost no one there. It's like I post on Blue Sky and it's like echo, 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 echo. There's no one there. I maybe got 1 like, but I have like 100 people following me on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
And I prefer X. I like Twitter. I didn't like it when they were censoring everybody. I had to like walk on eggshells. I can't really speak my mind, but I like it now. I like Twitter and I do use it. So there you go.
All right. Lord Comment again for 2. Thank you. Legit question, fellas. What's wrong with white men? Well, it's the colonizing and the slavery. That's what's wrong.
I'm going to stop doing that, by the way. This
Please.
is my vow to you.
Please.
I'm not going to colonize you and I'm not going to make you my slave. Maybe one person, but not other than that. I won't do it.
Thank you. I mean, that's honestly the first step.
I'm making that sacrifice.
Thank you. Thank you. You're a better man for it. Oliver Lavery Frog. Greenlight yourself. New t-shirt.
Yeah. And by the way, I heard another question I want to respond to. Greenlight yourself. Yes, that's a new shirt. Let's do it. Film Threat approved. The popcorn bucket, the Film Threat popcorn bucket will make its debut at Award This on Sunday, February 2nd. I'll let you know now. Tickets go on sale next week. Nominees, our first wave of nominees will be announced next week. Tickets on sale. We're working on doing our a gift bag. It is going to be amazing. But Adam and I, oh my God, there's so much. But yeah, February 2nd, Sunday is Award This. I will be in a tuxedo. It's going to be fun. We'll have popcorn buckets there for Film Threat, and we will have a banging time. That's all I want to say. But yeah, next week, the nominees, probably Wednesday, maybe Friday, we'll have a store.
Okay.
Yeah, but no later than Friday next week.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it will be next week. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. I had a meeting with Annie Jeeves, our publicist who helps us out. So there you go. Lots going on, but thank you for that. Yeah. And yeah, and we will have all kinds of new merch. All right.
All right. Patrick learned, but Alan, Coco failed to uplift queer voices. Or did it?
I like the way you think, Alan.
Yeah. Oliver Lavery Frog. Why are modern filmmakers so concerned with choosing their audience instead of being grateful for one? Yes. And then finally, Andrew DeAndrea for 5 Canadian. Look what not writing for white men has done for Marvel. That's right.
Crazy. All right. Thank you for.
First of all, Marvel. It's a girl's brand now. And
Marvel is. I think they're going to pivot from a girl's brand. I think Marvel is going to make it. So, okay. Couple quick things here. I am part of a group. I'll share this real quickly. I am part of a group called the Gate Crashers. The Gate Crashers is a group of formerly like a lot of people in the community that covers awards films that are, let's say a lot of them are canceled or have controversial opinions. I am among the group, and I'll say I know a lot of these people personally. You've got the Film B, you've got Ed Douglas, you've got, oh, look, there I am, Michael Gray, you've got Scott Menzel.
Oh, he made it.
Jeff Snyder is here. Jeff Wells, I've known for years. Sasha Stone, recently canceled, and Christian Toto, friend of the show. I am amongst these people, proudly amongst these people. And we update a list every couple weeks. We update a list based on movies we have seen. This is we'll put the link in the description here. These are my predictions. These are just what I think might get nominated. Okay. And I haven't seen, there's like one or two movies I feel like I need to see, but these are my predictions. I'll put the links in here for Best Picture, Best Director, Actor, Actress, and Supporting Actor, Supporting Actress, Screenplay, Adapted, Cinematography. They're all there. The ones that I think may get. What is this picture?
Yeah, I've never seen that picture before. Where did
that
you,
is?
where and why?
Ignore the picture, but this is what now. Are these the ones I think will win? Are these my favorite movies? Not necessarily. They're the ones I think will get nominated, but I don't necessarily love the movie. I would put The Brutalist in that category. We haven't talked about that movie yet. So they're like, this is my predictions for nominations. I'll tell you who I think is going to win. It's not always the movie I like, but we will get into Oscar stuff soon, Oscar coverage. And this is just, again, what it's my, I need new headshots. Lori is right.
You need to update this as well. Yeah. There's a movie missing off your best picture list.
Yes, I know. There's a couple things, but I did this a couple days ago. So in any case, just want to let you know that exists. If you want to, check that out, it exists in the world. One more news story, and then we're going to
say Chris Gore writes for other websites other than Film Threat. So
I'm not writing. I'm just all right. A few super chat, a few chats here. We have one last news story. Jonas, I'm sorry.
All right, Skiz Spivak Esquire for $13.99 Canadian. Hail, gents. Hail, Spivak.
Thank you for your super chat.
Lower comment for 2. Comet's Oscar to coolest friends goes to Chris Gore and Alan Ng. So you spelled Comet right in your chat. Brock Samsonite, Demi Moore is winning for Substance. Margaret Qualley is going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
She is on my list. Demi is on my list.
Yeah, and I think Margaret is up for a Skinatomy Award.
Well, Mr. Skin. Love Mr. Skin. Okay, Alan. Wait a second.
Is the gays.
Why do you always say that? Final news story here. I have it. Alan, if you would bring this up. Sharon Stone says ignorant and uneducated Americans to blame for Trump re-election. The actress had some strong words about America discussing politics at the Turin Film Festival. So this story was in the Hollywood Reporter. It's written by James Hibbard. I'll scroll. Alan, if you would scroll down and read.
Okay, here we go. So according to the Guardian, she says, Italy has seen fascism. Italy has seen these things. You guys, you understand what happens. You have seen this before. My country is in adolescence. Adolescence is very arrogant. Adolescence thinks it knows everything. Adolescence is naive and ignorant and arrogant. And we are in our ignorant, arrogant, and adolescence. So Americans who don't travel, who 80% don't have a passport, who are uneducated, are in their extraordinary naivete. What I would say is that the only way that we can get help with these issues is to help each other. I respect the results of the vote, Stone added. Even if I don't like the president, I respect his role. This is democracy. I don't know what will happen in the future. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't even know if there will be an authoritarian turn. There are 200 people in the government who have to convince 200 million people in society. It won't all happen in an instant. That was it.
I saw the video and her saying it. That's exactly. I mean, first of all, not a great imitation, Alan. Of her.
I haven't seen the video, so I'm just going.
You did a terrible
job. A cold read here. That's all.
But that's what she said. I think it's a actress that they talk about. They talk about the average American being ignorant and uneducated. I'd like to say, hey, actors, you're kind of ignorant and uneducated. Most actors, even like Ricky Gervais talks about how most of these actors have like a high school education, lecturing Americans about politics and things they don't know anything about. So this is, and what's so funny is Alec Baldwin even made a similar statement at the same festival. I saw that video, and it's so ridiculous. My God, it's like, look, if the results of the last election taught us anything, it's that celebrities have no influence. They do not. They are not trusted by the average person, because them lecturing. Look, I don't know. I've met a lot of different types of people in my time, and I'll just say this. I'll go out on a limb. Actors are not the ones that are the brightest bulbs in the bunch. I'll just say that. They are empty vessels often. So I just it's rich to hear her say something like that.
Yeah.
Alan, what do you think?
Yeah, so when a person is so far above the rest, calling us ignorant, uneducated adolescents, if I'm not mistaken, aren't these people the ones who ultimately turn into the fascists? The ones who stand upon their high perches because they're actors, and look down upon the rest of us who buy tickets to their movies and things like that. It just. The irony of all is that they think we're the fascists, and when it really is them. I saw this movie recently where this evil leader found a person that he was able to point all the vitriol, all the things that were evil and wrong about society upon one person, and then demonize them, and then just say
the 2024 election.
No, I'm talking about Wicked.
Oh,
yeah. But this is, you're right. This is, I believe, the reason why why celebrities don't have any more influence, because we're just tired of their game, and we're tired of this attitude. I am the celebrity. You follow me. You love me. So listen to me and do what I say. This is the ultimate in narcissism, and we're breeding an entire industry of these people.
Yeah, well, if she had crossed her legs in a provocative way while she said those things, I might have raised an eyebrow or something. But
we have the spectrum. We have Rachel Zegler on one side, and then we have Sharon Stone on the other. So there's a broad swath of these people.
Well, I think if I feel like they're completely ignoring current events and the state of, they're not reading the room. If you read the room, you'd say, wow, maybe we need to stop lecturing. But I feel like also they do these press conferences at foreign festivals. They've got an earpiece in with like translating. The things are being translated. We're seeing video. I feel in that circumstance, they feel to play to the crowd in the room.
Right.
But they really lose
foreigners
points.
In this case.
But they lose points when the video gets out, and average people see that, and you're like, give me a break. So yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing, is I think she assumes that her audience, the foreign press here, agrees with her.
Right.
And I get the feeling that people people outside the United States don't see us the way we see ourselves. And I'm just curious as to how this tirade went across with the foreign press in where is it, Turin?
Yeah. All right, let's go to your comments. Then we will review Moana 2.
Yeah. Jonas J. Campbell for 2. No, Chris, I'm sorry.
Oh, appreciate it, Jonas. Thank you.
You've wronged us, and I appreciate the apology. Razor for 2. Chris and Alan, happy Thanksgiving to you both. Hey,
happy Thanksgiving. I can't wait. Seeing family in Orange County. They're making, like, my aunts are amazing cooks. I'm already drooling. I starve myself before I go over there, and I can't wait. Good to see you, Razorburn. I'll see you in September. or
Yeah.
late August.
Sons and Shadows gifted 5 Film Thread memberships.
Thank you for that. That's
Ben
awesome.
Dowdy, member for 3 months. Have a great, ignorant, and uneducated Thanksgiving, folks.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you. I will.
and believe me, there'll be a lot of garbage by the end. CD Sign 69 for $9.99. Sharon Stone is another elitist in the Hollywood bubble. Most people are empty shells that parrot what they're told. I'll put my flyover state master's education over her crunchy beaver self anytime.
One would hope that it's crunchy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all have redeeming qualities. Snakes and funerals.
Thank you, CD Stein 69. Appreciate it.
Member for 21 months. Happy Turkey Day to all.
Happy to you.
Yeah. And Dave T. Get, LOL, show us receipts that you'll know more than us, Sharon.
It's funny, in the video clip of Alec Baldwin at the same event, he goes, I don't want to go into detail and bore you. But then it's like, yes, if you went into detail, you would prove you know nothing.
Yeah. Especially, yeah, never mind. Bija Kazai. Bija Kazai. At least she knows fascism comes from Italy. Too bad she doesn't know how far fascism Trump is. How far from fascism Trump is. Matthian for 50 Norwegian krona. Let's face it, Sydney, your mother was no Sharon Stone. Still an epic quote.
Appreciate that.
Marco, remember for 3 months. You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry, Chris Gore.
Well, maybe hangry, but no, I'm good. I was able to. I ate my normal lunch meal, and I'm doing well. All right, it's time, Alan, to pivot. It's time we pivot and get to Moana 2. So let's get that set up, and I'll play a video to stall.
Yes.
Should I play a video to stall?
You
Let's
should.
do
Yeah.
it.
I expect longer, and I expect bigger. Longer, bigger. Long, bigger, longer, bigger.
I don't know what you expect, Alan. All right, let's talk Moana 2. This is the sequel to the original Moana, which I believe was a hit back in, what was it, 2016?
Yeah, and at one time the highest streaming movie on Disney Plus within the last year, I believe.
Yeah, so it was a hit, definitely a hit back then when it first came out. Moana 2 was kind of haphazardly put together. A different team did the animation in Vancouver. There was a Disney Plus Moana series that was happening. And at the last minute, they opened a slot up and said, turn that TV series into a movie. Yeah, that's right. A movie. And so the result is Moana 2. Alan, if you would tell us the story for Moana 2.
Okay. So Moana, this takes place several years after the events in Moana. Moana is a full-fledged wayfinder. I'm getting this mixed up, but she basically what's happening is her people are living on this island, and yet they are isolated. They don't know what's beyond. They don't know if there are even other people out there. And so the movie opens up with her on this island. She's searching the island with all its animals. She's there with Pua and Heihei, and they find a cup, a piece of pottery that was made by another culture. And it's proof that there are other people out there. And so she brings it back and says, look, there are people out there. And then she has a dream that there's this island called, I believe it's Motofitu, which is basically the hub of civilization at one time, a very long time ago. This one island is where all people came, and we all interacted. And that island disappeared. And Moana is given a quest by the spirits to go and find this island and call to other people and show that and to so that she can learn more about herself, her identity, and the world around her. But that island is gone, and by a curse, and it's up to Moana to break the curse with the help of Maui. But can she do it? Can she bring the world's peoples together? That's Moana 2. And she's not a princess.
Well, let's talk about this let's get into it. The story is so convoluted.
Mm-hmm.
It's an excuse to go on a journey that becomes like some video game quest.
Yeah, or a TV show quest. Let's put it that way.
It's just a simple quest film. They keep the Rock's character, what's his name? Maui. They keep him kind of hidden for half the movie until they reunite. And I forgot, like, oh yeah, that's right. He has these godlike, he's a demigod. So he has these powers and this sort of clever like tattoo that talks to him. Here's the trouble with this. It's all a story that would appeal to a 6-year-old. This is a movie. This is a movie that is really based on, it's supposed to be a series, as we said, but it's really for single-digit age children. It's so simple-minded with such generic. I mean, the songs are so the story is convoluted and excuses for light shows. Like everything is a light show and this thing and this power and this. It's dull in that. And then Moana herself is beyond a Mary Sue. She has all these powers that are unexplained. She's the bestest ever at everything. Literally has no struggles whatsoever. Am I wrong?
Story arc. Yeah, there's no character arc.
Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this.
There's no fatal flaw in Moana.
She has no flaw. In fact, the whole tribe is looking to her like, Moana, save us, right?
Yeah.
It's a job it is literally, and they make it very clear, not a princess, right? I think The Rock his character Maui has like 2 funny lines in the whole movie. They're actually like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
And one of them references her as being a princess.
Yeah, it's like you're not a princess, but a lot of people think you are.
Yeah, exactly. But this, I mean, these are Marvel movies for young girls. She's a superhero at this point. Might as well be a superhero. I mean, it's kind of cheesy and dumb and for kids. And I was bored, even though the movie is short. It's 90 minutes. It's around 90. I'll check. It's short. So it doesn't it's an hour 40. Okay.
Yeah, it's 100 minutes.
100 minutes. Fine. Okay. Thankfully. But literally, this is not one of those movies that both parents and kids will like. It's a movie I think that only will appeal to young kids. And therefore, I think it will do very well this weekend. I think it's going to do really well. And then when word gets out, it's like, oh God, parents will be, I need something more. So yeah, I did not like this film at all. It's mid at best.
Yeah.
I mean, barely a 4 for me. It's not like we were talking earlier about Coco. Coco, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Coco's a 9.
That's a 9. That appeals to all levels of the family. Moana is only for little children. And worst, the final thing I'll say, and I'll throw it to you, Alan, the songs. The songs are so generic and forgettable. It's like, be yourself, and be the best self of you. And you should be you, be proud to be who you are, and be who you are, and be yourself and who you are. It's a song for a 4-year-old, and nothing was catchy. The only songs that were catchy were from the last movie, which they reused. So it's a hard pass for me. It's barely it's below 4 score, and cannot recommend. Alan, what'd you think?
Yeah. So I'll start good. Animation's incredible. We talked about Wish for an entire year. Wish came out a year ago. Let's remind everybody. of which we quickly hit 100,000 subscribers not too long after that. They're back to form. This is a gorgeous, it's a beautiful movie. Shot composition, the special effects, fantastic. Water is very difficult to animate. Well done. I love the animation in this movie. Kudos to Disney. Welcome back. Thanks for moving all the good people to Vancouver. But you're right. This movie is bland as hell. As you say, the story is a quest. Moana has to do a thing. But this time, friends to do her thing with. She has an old crotchety farmer. She has a female engineer, and then she has a Maui superfan who's got some. We'll give him that. None of them fall in love with each other, thankfully, because heaven forbid romance should ever appear in a Disney movie ever again. The thing is it's clear that this was a TV show before, and that the story, and that they're trying to piece together some pieces of it. Because the TV, look, season 1 of Moana, the TV series, is Moana finding this island, and that's the end of it. And then all these people come back, and then along the way she has these adventures. And I'm sure there are episodes where one of her friends has an important part. For example, the crotchety farmer. She goes on this long quest on a boat, and she needs to bring a farmer aboard. That makes zero sense when you're just on a boat going on an adventure, but it makes sense if the idea is you're finding an island to populate. You need to bring vegetation, but that's never addressed at all in the movie, other than the reason why he's there. The stem friend, we got to make the boat better and faster. Okay. All these supporting characters, probably would have been developed over a series, but here they're barely touched upon. They're important for a moment in the movie, and then they go away. There's a supposed antagonist. Her name is she's also a demigod, and she sings this song "Get Lost." So Moana and friends are trapped. They're in this place they can't escape, and this villain, because she looks like a villain, so therefore she must be, but probably she's not. Another bad trope, but she tells Moana to get lost. Don't follow the map. Instead of following the map, get lost. There's some irony there, and she sings a song about getting lost. And to speak to the bad songs, the song "Get Lost" is an interesting idea. You don't necessarily need to follow the map. But the song is just basically the title sung over and over again, and then lines supporting the title of the song, which is the problem with all the songs in this. Every song is the title of the song, and then all the lyrics support the title of the song. Right. We're back. Guess what the song "We're Back" is about? It's about Moana coming back, and the person she is when she's back. My wish for you. Yeah. My wish for you. It's like, that's something a parent would tell a child, but there's very little depth in it. Let's see. Finding the way. That's a song about finding the way.
I'll say this though. Wait, if I can interrupt you for a second. Yeah. That's fine for TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of this. In fact, this would have been fine as a TV show. It's on. Parents aren't paying much attention to it. Kids are mesmerized. Okay, as a movie, this should never have been a movie.
Yeah, this is like when bad Disney musicals come out, and I say it's a bad Disney musical, people come out after me and saying it's not that bad. These songs were great. I will tell you what makes a Disney soundtrack great, especially for one of its musicals. After you see the movie, your child makes you play the soundtrack on the way home. And then your child makes you play the soundtrack every time you're in the car. And then your child begins to sing the soundtrack in the car and at home and constantly. I think Encanto is the last one. We're still listening to Encanto. We still listen to both Frozen movies. We still listen to the first Moana movie. This one, you will never play again. These songs have no meaning, have no depth. These songs are, there is a rap song because you have to have one because Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the first one. there's a rap song that is impossible to sing. Kids will take the challenge, but no one will sing it. And then you don't have an iconic song like the "I'm Sorry" song that Maui had. It's completely forgettable, the entire thing. And there, look, I mentioned it in our reaction, our out of the theater reaction. If you're afraid of the water, Moana 2 is great for you because it doesn't go that deep. And and this is the problem. Okay, this is the problem Disney has been having across the board with everything. Muppets, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney animation it forgot how to tell stories. It forgot how to tell compelling stories. Because this one, it is very difficult to connect with the quest of Moana because she's perfect. And I hate to break it to you, we're not perfect, and kids are not perfect. And when you can when you tell a story about a young girl who is trying to overcome something, overcome a weakness in herself, and then is sent on a quest that requires her to overcome that weakness to complete the quest, you have a great movie that kids can connect to. This one doesn't have it, because all Moana has to do is find a thing, an island, and then get the thing above the ground, and that's your plot. And let's see. The last thing I'll say is now I forgot it. So
what's your verdict on
it's a 4 out of 10. The animation's great.
I agree with you. The animation is great, but that's not enough to say.
That's not enough. You have to have a story. You have to have a compelling character. And it's just not there.
Let's go to your comments here.
Oh, here's the one thing I remember. There's a song at the end where Moana completes the task, and all the spirits and all the ancestors from around come together, and they all sing the song in the Polynesian language. And there's no subtitles. I hate to break it to you, but if you're going to put a song, an anthem song in your movie in another language, it means nothing if we have no idea what they're saying. And I know Disney may have the animation back, but they don't have storytelling. They don't have character development back. And that's what scares me about the future of Disney films that we went over earlier. I just don't trust the fact that they can tell a story.
Let's go to your comments here.
Yes, Dennis, right. Moana is a Disney classic. It was one of my favorite. It was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Lord comment, Moana 2, waving bye to any interest to the audience. We saw it together at the El Capitan, and there were kids, small kids, and near the end of the movie, they were making a lot of noise.
They were antsy.
Solomon Thornton, I heard the movie was confusing.
It is.
I think it's more boring.
It's like you're not invested in the tasks.
You're disengaged from the story, and that's
right.
where confusion comes from. 2 cents. But Al, I gotta ask, is this the gayest Moana ever? There's nothing woke in this movie.
Well, I would say that there's the box checking that all the character
is the gayest gays. Yeah, but in terms of the woke man, it's not in there. It's diversity.
I'll say this:
diversity is woke.
All I can say is this: the reason it's bad is not because of being woke. It's bad just because it's bad.
Yeah, it's just bad storytelling. What's Ray? Is it convoluted, perhaps, because it was originally conceived as a multi-episode D+ series? Yeah, I think that's why why you're not invested in her friends, and why there's this villain in the middle of the movie I was mentioning who literally disappears after the song is over, and you never hear from that villain ever again. Sort of. Aaron Sharman, Moana felt like a traditional story rooted in Polynesian culture. Moana 2 doesn't seem like it is. I think it's trying to build upon Polynesian lore, but it's not doing it in a way that's meaningful. Darth Yeager, let me guess. The power was inside her the whole time. Close. Close. To rate the songs compared to the first one. First one had great music. Yeah, it's not even close.
Forgettable.
It doesn't even come close to the first one. Zoomiest sounds like it would have been a straight to video release in earlier times, or a TV series.
Or a TV. I can imagine the clamshell box in VHS.
Yeah. Anthony Ringet, is there song about sharks called Sharks?
Yeah, that would make sense. It's so just it's for single digit age kids only. And to be a theatrical release, I think you need to appeal across across many age groups. So there you go. Let's do Spellbound next, Alan.
Okay. There we go.
Cool. Alan, I have not seen Spellbound. You have. Tell me about it and give us your review.
Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna split the review. I'm gonna be vague at the start, and then we're gonna get into spoilers.
Okay.
So we'll talk about. But Spellbound is a very important film because it is created by Skydance, led by John Lasseter, and this is probably the first movie that Skydance has produced under the full leadership of John Lasseter. And so the story is that our favorite actress Rachel Zegler plays Princess Eliane, and her parents run the country, King Solon and Queen Elsmere. They are the rulers of this land, but the problem is that the king have been transformed into monsters, and you see them there. Those are the two of them. The only people who know that are Eliane, of course, and then the main advisors, Minister Bolinar and Minister Prone, played by John Lithgow and Jennifer Lewis. So they're trying to hide the fact from the entire kingdom that the king and queen are monsters, and then also, because they're monsters, Eliane is left alone to her own devices to take care of the kingdom. And now things have come to head. People are concerned that the king and queen have been seen for a long time, and they devise a plan. The ministers devise a plan that they're going to send the monsters away, tell them that the king and queen have died, and that they're going to install Princess Eliane as the new ruler. But she's not. She's young. At least she knows she's not ready to be a full ruler. And she decides that we need to break the spell. And so they need to go to the oracles, played by Titus Burgess and Nathan Lane. And the oracles think they have what it takes to turn them back. And so that's pretty much the first half of the story. I'll tell you. The music here is, oh man, Alan Menken does the music along with someone else, Glenn Slater. The music is very mid. There's one really good song, and it's sung King and the Queen. So I'm not, as a musical, I've seen Alan Menken do a whole lot better. Believe me, the world has seen Alan Menken do better. This is not it. Also, there are a lot of cute creatures. The monsters here are kind of cute, but they're very generic. Nothing marketable. They're very bland and boring, kind of basic. And so, at this point, I would say, it'll appeal to kids, but I have a strong feeling it may not appeal to kids. And so this is where we bring up the spoilers. So if you don't, if you don't care, if you don't care about spoilers, you can continue on. But while this is up, I'll talk about the spoilers. So you're being warned right now that I'm going to spoil this. So the movie is about divorce.
Oh,
right. All right. Okay. So the king and the queen, why are they monsters? Because when they're human and they're together, they fight constantly like monsters. And the curse has turned them into what they become, which is monsters. And so when Eliane finally figures out how to turn them human again, once they become human, they start fighting and then become monsters again. And this is basically the rest of the movie is about a girl's struggle to live with parents who are on the verge of divorce. And so let me describe the best way to present this movie to you. So let's say you and your spouse, your partner, are just not getting along. You're fighting, you're arguing, and you realize we'd be better people if we lived apart. But the catch is you have a child, and you have to break it to the child. And so here's what I would do. I would go to little Janie. I would say, Janie, you know, mom and dad, we've been fighting. Mom and I have been fighting for a very long time. You know, we get very nasty with each other, and we just feel like that is for us to not live together anymore and to divorce. Now, having told you this, Jenny, I realize that you're going through a lot of pain and a lot of emotions and a lot of confusing feelings. So I have a great movie you can watch. That will explain everything to you. And that movie is Spellbound.
Oh, that's so sad. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like, again, it's for little kids. The fact that it's like, the fact that it deals with such a serious issue,
yeah,
is gonna shock. It's gonna surprise people. I would never have guessed that's what it's about.
Yeah, and for kids, I talked to someone about this recently, but for kids who divorce, this movie will be triggering. In fact, it probably should have trigger warnings ahead of it, because for the good it does, or for the good in it, it actually goes through these issues that kids go through when divorce happens in a family, and it deals with it. But it's like, I don't know that a song and dance is going to soothe the soul or the heart of a child of divorce.
Wow, I think even if a child watching this, their parents are not going through a divorce, it might put that fear in them that they could get divorced. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, it ends with mom and dad still love each other. They're still great people. They're just going to live on opposite ends of the kingdom.
It's really sad to me. I mean, obviously I haven't seen the film, but I'll make one quick comment. It's sad to me that they felt this was a universal theme that should be in a children's film. Like that would be such a common thing, that it would be a universal thing that included in the movie. How is Rachel Zegler?
She's fine. I mean, she's a good singer, and she definitely comes off as more likable in this movie than in Snow White coming up.
Well, I think part of the reason is I don't have to look at her.
Yeah, that helps. That helps. And she's singing. I mean, look, for everything she's done, she's a good singer. She's an exceptional singer. But the thing is, it's like, for me to say, yeah, mom and I are getting divorced, but this movie will help explain it all. That's do that. And what is it? And to my other point is, I think to watch this movie for a kid like that, you'd have to be years removed, which means they're now out of the age range of this movie.
Yeah. So do you recommend it? What's the score?
I can't. I can't. I'll give it a 5, just because one good song. It's maybe I'll give it a 5. It's better than Moana 2. But I just can't see myself recommending this to anyone without giving these qualifications or these warnings ahead of time, because it comes out of the blue, and like films like this, there are moments where you think they're going to get back together and they don't, and that even or worse, a child believing that she can get her parents back together and it doesn't work. I mean, I have to believe, not having ever gone through something like that myself, my instincts tell me that it's not going to go well for kids. They're not going to see the intent behind the movie, which is a shame.
Let's go to your comments here.
Yeah. Oh, and let me just say one last thing about this is Lasseter's film. I mean, maybe the next one, the magic will come back. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder just how magical John Lasseter is so far. We'll see. All right, let's go. From Robot Docs, Rachel Zegler is an immediate bad mark for this movie. Yeah.
Robot Dues.
Oh, Robot Dues. I'm sorry. She's not that bad then. Yeah. Snakes and Funerals. The moral humans are the real monsters. Exactly. And that's
every Tarantino
point.
movie.
That's the point.
Tarantino. That's I feel like that's the theme of his films.
Roxanne Sonic, this sounds like hot garbage. I'd rather watch How to Train Your Dragon reboot over this. I think that'll be more enjoyable. Jim T, the anti-parent trap. That's right. Let's not bring mom and dad together. Bill S. Preston, Esquire. Janie, mommy and daddy love you very much, but daddy drinks and mommy sleeps around. So now we're going to F up the rest of your childhood.
Spellbound.
Let's see. Chelsea M. Once again, normalizing the desecration of the nuclear family.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, there's
that was my point. That was my point. It's like the fact that the filmmakers all thought this would be a universal theme that kids could relate to is really, really just troubling.
Yeah, and I think to hide it, I mean, I think you have to tell people what this movie's about, because to hide it, then show it to a kid, I think, it's gonna do damage. And look, let's also be real that sometimes parents should divorce and be apart. But again, this is just a misguided venture.
Well, there you go. I think we got one more film to review today. September. We'll do that one. But I'm going to find a video to play that we haven't played in a while. I can't play certain ones.
Yeah. Especially the ones with music in it.
Yeah, we get hit.
All right. You were like to win.
What was that? I prefer, this is probably one of my favorites that, okay, I'm not going to.
Hated it.
Alan, let's talk about the film September 5. Tell me the story.
Tell you the story. So, September 5th refers to the 5th of September. I forget the year. It's 1976 during the Munich Olympics. This is when the infamous kidnapping of the Israeli Olympic team and their ultimate murder. Where we've seen Munich, Steven Spielberg did it in Munich. What makes September 5th more interesting or unusual is that it takes a look at how ABC covered the events of the terrorist act during the Olympics, because the only news team available at the time in Munich was the Wide World of Sports team with Jim McKay and Howard Cosell. And so that was your news team. And I believe, who's the main guy from ABC News? Peter Jennings.
Peter Jennings, yeah.
Okay, so he was there as well. And so what this basically, it's a story about the hard pivot that the sports news team had to make to pivot to international news and a terrorist attack. Also at the same time, the Munich Olympics were the first live sporting event filmed live for the networks,
right
through satellite. So satellite technology is pretty much brand new at this point, meaning that there's one satellite above Germany, and all the networks had to share that satellite or had to schedule time during that satellite.
Mm-hmm.
That the news is breaking, ABC is covering it, and they have to pivot in terms. We're not covering the Olympics anymore. B, we have to turn we have to turn our sportscasting team into news anchors, and then there are a lot of decisions that have to be made of just what exactly do you show and what do you not show. Then there's also this intrigue of the German government not wanting anyone inside filming this, and then trying to sneak past them and get it all live. And then also the fact that when you're covering a terrorist attack, and you have cameras on everything, the terrorists can watch everything the world is seeing about their actions. And so the other thing about this is that it all takes place within the broad studio at ABC News at that time. And so it's a very claustrophobic movie. Let's put it that way.
Correct you real quick. It was the 1972 Munich Olympics.
That's right.
And the terrorists, they even debate, like, are these guerrillas? No, they're terrorists. It was a new word that people didn't use. They had one glimpse. They show all the I really like the aspect of the film I really like was Peter Sarsgaard as Rune Arledge was great.
Yeah.
I always loved Peter Sarsgaard. He was fantastic as Rune Arledge. Thought he was really good. And I like seeing all the behind the scenes, the technology, how like unsophisticated it was. They didn't have computer graphics. They literally had like a bug of the network was something they filmed on a black screen and then superimposed. Like it showed how crude everything was. Like 60mm footage had to be ran over and then developed and then transferred. It was like they really fetishized over the process, and I like it because I remember I have shot 60mm film, so like that stuff was really fascinating. It is very claustrophobic, and so it's about this main event. On a personal note, September 5th was my birthday. I mean, also currently is my birthday. So kind of strange, but I this film is kind of mixed for me. I felt like the best parts of the movie or the best parts of the story are off screen, right? We don't see them because the whole movie takes place in the control room. Right. So you're seeing like there's stuff happening at the airport and you're hearing reports and you're hearing like it's this insane, 24-hour plus period of time where this event happens and it all happens in one place. And we see kind of what the public sees. What's fascinating, it is the most watched event in TV history. 900 million people tuned in to this event that was unfolding live. They do a few things that were kind of like, I kind of rolled my eyes, where there's like, they're hearing German on this radio and this guy says to a woman, "Hey, can you get me coffee?" And the guy says to the other man, like, you sent the one person who could translate that out of the room. And he realizes, and then the same thing with the woman who creates the idea of the ABC bug. She invented a bug sitting in the corner. It's a woman that comes up with the idea, and they really focus on these two women. I was like, I kind of rolled my eyes. Like it's kind of a little, those were the only two that stood out. They don't ruin the movie, but I guess the one thing I'll say, it's 91 minutes, very short. It's very thrilling. Once it gets to gunshots, boom, they hear it. It's like an action thriller, but it's told in this confined space. So overall, I recommend this movie, probably a 7 out of 10 for me. But I almost, it's one of those films I see where I think, God, this might have been better as a documentary. What are your thoughts, Alan?
Yeah, I than you in the sense of I thought the idea was fascinating. Just the pivot that it had. I mean, I'm very I was very young when it happened. But I know these people, I know the players involved here from my childhood. There's some pretty cool things that happen. One is Jim McKay is in the movie as Jim McKay, and so the footage that they have of him.
Yeah, they actually use the footage. I don't think they ever showed Peter Jennings, but you hear his voice.
No, there was a guy playing Peter Jennings. But I think when they played the real, because they're introducing, when they can use the real footage of the event, they do it, which is again very fascinating, because now you're seeing when you say most exciting things that happen or done off screen, Yeah, that was done in Munich. They've already filmed that part.
Right.
So you don't need. It's just, you know, it's a very tragic moment in human history, and from this standpoint, to me, is the reason why to see it, because it's done so well, and you forget that you forget that once a hallowed profession, was once a respected profession, and this reminds you of why it was, and you know, because there are discussions about journalism and journalistic integrity that happen that you wish people would have today. There's another movie that does that as well.
Yeah, that was really fascinating how they would like sit there and have discussions about what word to call the people that took the hostages. It wasn't terrorism, and terrorist was not a common word.
Yeah.
So they have a discussion about the word. They have a discussion about, can we do this? What image do we open with? They show them telling the story to the American public, saying, open with this shot, do this quote, cut to this interview. Who is this guy? And so I did like that stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, there was also, you know, because they were they had cameras on the German police on the roof, and you realize by doing that you're telling the terrorists exactly where the police are.
Right.
And weirdly enough, they probably saved lives doing that.
Yeah, they're like, are they watching the TV, seeing what we're doing? Like they had to make these calls. And Rune Arledge, Peter Sarsgaard is Rune Arledge. He was pivotal. He was the cornerstone of the film, and it was really amazing to see the thought process. So, I mean, you liked it a little better than I did.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this movie is not 2 hours and 40 minutes. You know, it's a tight 90, plays like a thriller, and it's just, I'd say it's very good. It didn't blow my mind. You know, like a similar film. There's a movie that's similar that is not a thriller, which is Saturday Night, about the inside of the very first episode of Saturday Night SNL, right? And that was really also similar thing where you got a glimpse on the inside. How does it work? How they do a live comedy show? How are they, you know, deciding what bits to use and what not? And so they're not similar movies. They're just sister films in a sense, because they're like a behind the scenes look at television. But I think when the media is looking at itself, they always make themselves look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they always make themselves look good. That's my one thing I'm a little skittish on.
Yeah, I mean, because when they were showing the police on the video, they were trying to justify why they were right in doing it.
Right.
And the Germans were not having any of it. This is one of those movies where it's small in scale, but it's fascinating.
Yeah, it is. Like, I gotta say, like everything from, like, they've got one guy that you know, they can't go to certain places, so they take one of their crew guys and they make a fake ID.
Yeah.
What I love about it is they make a fake ID so one of their guys inside can pretend to be an athlete, and they show them making the ID, and I'm like, oh my God, I remember as a kid having a fake ID and like actually making it, and he made it, and they dressed him up and they put film and taped it to him so he could get things you know, back and forth.
And he carries a giant bag of camera equipment.
Yeah, and they don't check it. So I did like that inside view. So it's well worth it. Well worth seeing. I'm recommending it. Definitely recommend, but not a stellar review. So, but the fact that it's 91 minutes, I mean, boom, you're in, you're out. There's not a dull moment.
Yeah, when I saw it, it was amazing to me how fast this movie runs.
Very fast paced. And so recommend from both of us.
Yep.
Let's go to your comments here.
All right, from Narf Metmon for €5.99. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy night shift for me. At least I got my favorite celebrity pooper to listen to.
Thank you for calling us poopers.
Yeah, celebrity
poopers. I feel honored.
James Woolard, still a better connection than Alan's internet.
Yeah, you do drop out like every 40 seconds or something. You just boom.
I don't know, because okay.
I don't know what it is,
Neither
but I
do I.
feel like you need to redo your system. But chat, do you notice it? Alan drops out. And it's like it's almost like regular. It's something with your maybe it's a bad cable. Could be a bad cable.
I don't know, because I'm not seeing any of it. I don't.
Well, I hear it every time. Chat, please confirm. F's in the chat. Yes, everyone's saying yes.
Okay.
So
I'm seeing poo in the chat.
poo is okay too.
Poo in the chat. Poo in the chat. Dennis Wright. Great. News people as heroes. Gotta stretch my suspension of disbelief. Yeah, there was a time.
I would say that back then there were journalists with a lot of courage and in a different time. I would say now we live in the worst timeline for journalists. Journalism is a joke. And when after the results of the election, what Elon Musk said, we are the media now. It's true. It's really, look, pursue the truth. Be honest with your audience. Great. Now you've been to journalism school. That's what you need to learn. And current journalism has no, I mean, I could do a whole rant on this.
Yeah.
But current journalism is broken and is not willing to admit any fault. We don't make mistakes. We don't apologize when we reach wrong conclusions, whether it's about all kinds of topics. Name one. There's a reason MSNBC is up for sale. There's a reason CNN has lowest ratings in its history. You are not trusted, but there were times when they were, and this is one of those moments. And
you know what
we're seeing.
You know what it is what I'm learning today is that the media, the news journalism feel like that they are the sole arbiters of truth.
And they're not anymore.
And they're not anymore. And they resent that. And then that's why they're going after, the YouTubers.
Or people like Rogan.
Rogan. Because they're peddling what they feel is misinformation. Because we're the only ones who have the real information, the real truth. All right. I'm gonna adjust volume. Should I turn it up?
It has nothing to do with it. Your volume level is fine. You drop out every certain number of seconds.
All right.
We'll try to fix it later.
Yeah, we'll fix it later. Solomon Thornton. It happened in 1972. Yeah, I got that. I remember my dad talking to me about it. And then in 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, there was a bombing in Centennial Olympic Park. Yeah. Patrick Lemire. In a weird way, it sounds like the Saturday Night Live movie, very inside baseball.
And worth seeing. Worth it.
Sons and Shadows. You're all reviewing this. Has made this a priority watch. I love films like this. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you to you. We try to highlight films that don't get reviewed necessarily on YouTube. So there you go. Last thing, I want to just remind people about our sale. That's right. Go to shop.filmthreat.com. Check out limited edition shirts. We are doing a Black Friday sale. See, all that time you could have done this. Use FTBF20 for 20% off. Sale ends December 6th. You'll get your merch before the holidays. Shop.filmthreat.com. Go there. The Film Threat before Christmas, our regular merch, hoodies. We've got hoodies. We've got our Wicked cool shirts inspired by Wicked. Team Pink or Team Green. Lots of fun stuff. I'm going to grab one of those shirts. I will grab one. I think they're cool. And so support our work there. And here we go. Random question. If you would read that, Alan.
Now that from AJH for $4.99. Now that big box stores stop selling physical media, where is your go-to place to purchase movies? Is it just Amazon? Is it just at Amazon?
Amazon, or I get used at used. There are a couple good used places. There's a place called Book Alley in Pasadena that sells used DVDs. There is Amoeba in Hollywood, also used DVDs. I will buy used on Amazon as well, because you're buying from individual sellers or bookstores. I also buy from a lot of random places. There's Scarecrow Video. So yeah, I still buy physical media. So those are my places. And the one, let me look up the place I found that has a lot of films that are hard to find. Yes, it's yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'll find it. I've got one that I use that, God, what is it? I can't find it. Anyways.
Yeah. There's one you sent me to a couple of years ago, but I forgot where it was.
Yeah. I'll remember. If you watch this show, I talk about stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And a little holiday movie here. Look at this. Can't Stop the Music with Bruce. It's a musical. Came out in 1977, around the same time as Star Wars. Stars Bruce Jenner, The Village People, Steve Guttenberg, and Valerie Perrine. And it is the gayest movie ever. I'm going to watch this over the holidays. But it is super gay. And when Hollywood was kind of out of touch. So there you go. All right. Wait, why am I full screen? Take me off.
Because you're showing your DVD.
Well, there you go. Now I am no longer showing it. But thank you, AJH. Appreciate that. And remember, what is that offer code again, Alan?
Film Thread Black Friday, FTBF20 for 20% off.
FTBF20, 20% off, limited time, order before for the holidays. And we're adding new merch in there too. New merch. We'll show the new merch on Monday. Okay. But there are going to be new designs added.
For Cyber Monday.
For Cyber Monday, which everyone loves.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Alan, what do you have? What do you have coming up?
Giving. I'm going east of the 57 to my relatives. I don't know. I don't know what is that, San Bernardino or is that Riverside? Claremont, the Claremont area. Let's put it that way.
Nice. I am going to see my family in Orange County behind the orange curtain. My aunts are cooking. They are amazing cooks. Can't wait to hang out. We'll be celebrating the holidays together. And there you go. I can't wait. It's a great time. Love to watch. I'll be watching the Detroit Lions tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. They will play. And right after the game is over, I'll be driving south to hang with the fam and eat turkey and then pass out.
Yes.
And then we're back Friday with probably be an abbreviated show, Friday, but we'll review other movies that are opening in theaters. And
do we have a guest still? Or?
I think we may have a guest, Gabe El Tayyib. I have to confirm with him. We might have a guest, but it'll be a very chill stream. Just so you know, very chill. So yeah, join us there. And want to say, I appreciate you. Want to say thanks to our mod, Lord Thoth, Latino Slant, Atomic Lori, Glenn Nuccio. Thanks to my friend, Alan.
Mary, happy Thanksgiving, Chris.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the chat. We appreciate, I love spending time with you guys.
Yeah.
It's fun. So
I like talking to you.
You know what I can't wait for? I'm always already looking for leftovers. I like leftovers. I'm so excited. I can't wait to eat. I can't wait till lunch on Friday. Will be leftovers. It's happening. It's happening.
Well, I just bought a new smoker, and so when on Friday I'm buying on sale turkeys, and we're gonna play around the smoker.
I cannot wait for turkey.
Hey, buddy.
Now, I will not run away from a turkey, even if it looks just like Alan. I will eat that turkey. I will eat that turkey.
Yeah, I should remind you of last year's Thanksgiving meme. Weren't we the turkeys last year?
I think we were both turkeys. Cool. All right. Have a great holiday, everyone. We'll be back Friday, Monday. We're on our normal schedule. Have a lot of fun. Go to the movies, eat turkey, and there you go. Alan?
Let's get out of here.